So before this video starts, first of all, what's up? That's how I sound like. This isn't a voice reveal. I use my voice in some of my previous videos, which you should not check. Please don't go check them out. Anyways, just want to thank you all for all the support, and I'm sorry for my horrible accent. Please don't judge me, I'm sorry. Anyways, this is my personal opinion about all of the stands in the game. Everything said in this video is based on actual researching, not just, this stand is good, so yeah, it's in this spot type of thing. I tested every stand in the game and I ranked them all. Each stand has been tested in grinding, AFK farming, PvP, etc. So yeah, if you disagree with anything I say, well, I would say you're basically wrong, but I guess if you're good with the stand, you can be the best at it. That doesn't even make any sense. What the hell did I just say? Anyways, on to the video. Number 45, Metallica. Unfortunately, one has to come in bottom, and Metallica is the only stand that qualifies for it. With its small range and low damage, Metallica is practically unusable in combat. Number 44, the Sun. The Sun requires 3 moves to attack. 1 to spawn the Sun, 1 to spawn a mirror which you should aim accurately at the enemy or else you miss, and the last move being the ray that shoots through the mirror with a really small range. Does decent damage but requires 3 moves to be performed, which isn't ideal at all for farming or PvP. Number 43. The Emperor. Although it has high range and good accuracy, this stand deals a small amount of damage and is one of, if not the slowest stands in the game. Number 42. Metallica Requiem. Even so, it can be enchanted 5 times, multiplying the damage it deals by 5% each enchant. The damage it deals is still extremely low and the range is the same as its normal form, the only difference being its ability to hit multiple targets within its range, making it more usable. Number 41. Act 3. Act 3 is the most common stand in the entire game. Although it's considered the worst by many people, it does what it's supposed to do, which is being a decent stand for beginners in the early stages of the game. It's slow and does low damage, but it's functional at least. Number 40. The Hand. So it is popular for being a rare and good stand in other games. This is not the case here. The Hand is supposedly the second weakest stand in the game, which is understandable by the developers classified as that. It deals damage slightly higher than that of Act 3, and the speed is nearly identical, just more mobility. Number 39. Tusk 1. Tusk Act 1 is supposedly a legendary stand, its only move being an extremely slow and glitchy flight, and its attacks are basically like the Emperor, just slightly more damage and a slightly higher speed. Number 38. 6 Pistols. Although it's almost the fastest stand in the game, it is limited to only 6 bullets, which wouldn't be a problem if the damage was extremely high. It's not. The damage is fairly decent, not to mention its moves aren't that good in the slightest. Number 37. Crazy Diamond. This stand has decent speed and damage, a barrage, a healing ability, and a move that paralyzes its enemies. Overall, a good stand for beginners. Number 36. Magician's Red. Though it is slower than Crazy Diamond and deals less damage, its moves more than makes up for it. With high range and high damage moves, it is the most popular stand for beginners. Number 35. Purple Haze. Although the stand is slow, it deals relatively high damage compared to other stands in the epic section. Its moves and range are somewhat similar to that of Magician's Red Requiem version 2, with some basic moves involved like a strong punch. Number 34. Chili Pepper. The stand is actually really good for a ranked stand. So it has one major flaw. It requires the electric generators to perform all of its moves even when it isn't charged. The damage is comparable to that of a Transcendent stand, but damage alone won't make it. A lot of areas in the map don't have them, and when they do, the charge runs out too quickly anyways, so you'll need to charge it repeatedly. However, when it's fully charged, it is extremely good. For a rare stand, that is. 33. Silver Chariot. Extremely fast speed and average damage. Moveset is somewhat similar to that of Anubis, just faster. I recommend this stand for beginners because it's spammable and will be good for grinding. Number 32. Hierophant Green. This stand does high damage and has a bit of a slow speed, but the Emerald Barrier and Emerald Splash make it a good stand for boss fights and PvP. Also, it deserves the number 1 slot just because you can swing like Spider-Man.
Spider does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves.
Number 31. Killer Queen. It has a slow punching speed and an average amount of damage. However, the bomb and sheer heart attack can one-hit KO most enemies depending on your level, of course. Number 30. The World. The first stand introduced in the series with the time stop ability is always degraded in JoJo games. JoJo blox is no exception. If it wasn't for the time stopping ability of 5 seconds, the World with its slow speed and lower damage than Silver Chariot would be at about 40th rank. Number 29. Star Platinum. Basically, the world with a punch instead of a kick. The only reason it's ranked above it is because when you spawn using Star Platinum, you spawn with the time stop ready to use, making it slightly better than the world. Number 28. Sticky Fingers. High damage, high speed, and the ability to fly. Not much to say about it, to be honest. Not good, not bad, just decent. Number 27. Gold Experience. From all the stands in the game, Gold Experience is one of the best to strategize with. Using it as a beginner actually got me to think about how I should approach my enemies and use its moves in a smart way. Its amazing moveset consists of a strong punch, a healing ability, a sneak that follows the enemies, and a tree that can be used for knockback and deals a massive amount of damage. Relatively. Number 26. Magician's Red Requiem. Good for farming, has an overpowered fireball move, but the damage isn't anything mind-blowing. Number 25. Star Platinum The World. Its damage is less than that of Silver Chariot. Its moveset is the same as Star Platinum, except it has a teleporting ability and a 7-second stop time. Also, its badge attack deals a lower damage than that of the normal Star Platinum. Number 24. The World Requiem. Fortunately, this one deals more damage than normal The World. It's identical to Star Platinum The World, except it has a higher damage and a kick instead of a punch. Again, number 23. Star Platinum Requiem. Actually identical to Star Platinum The World, with a higher damage that surpasses that of The World Requiem. Number 22. White Snake. The absolute rarest stand to find in the game. It has been unobtainable for a really long time. It allowed you to steal or disable any stand ability below mythical rank. However, it cannot steal the Emperor, Killer Queen, Sticky Fingers, Hair Green, and King Crimson. But it can also steal Star Platinum The World, Weather Report, and Task Act 2. Number 21. King Crimson. I'm invincible, you can't me, ha 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 ha. Number 20. Magician's Red Requiem version 2. So it might not seem like much, the Crossfire Hurricane and the improvements made to it makes it an extremely good stand, and it's definitely worthy of this spot. Number 19. Sea Moon. So it is extremely rare and hard to get. This stand Sea Moon is actually trash. Its punches are one of the slowest in the game. Luckily, it can speed up itself to punch faster. That's everything cool about it. It can make enemies float, making them hard to hit, and it can do a crushing move, which is the same as the floating one, but with some rocks that deals a low amount of damage. Number 18. Crazy Diamond Requiem. High speed and damage with the ability to self-heal and can build mountains and walls. So now we can make Attack on Titan jokes, which I would do myself, but I'm not funny, so it's better if I don't. Yes, this whole part is about me joking about me not being able to joke. Shut up! Number 17. Weather Report. High speed and super high damage. Weather Report has the ability to fly, as well as moves that slowly damages the enemy, which can be comboed with the speed of the stand to create deadly strikes. Number 16. Task Act 2. Similar to Task Act 1, but with 6 pistols ability to bounce bullets. Can also shoot multiple bullets at the same time and can fly like the previous act, Task Act 1. Number 15. Echoes Act 4. One of the best stands in mobility and the only one capable of fighting the Joseph Joestar boss. It may lack in speed, it kinda sucks to be honest, but it makes up for it in damage. It may seem like a bad stand, but when used properly, it can be deadly. I just couldn't find a spot for it, I swear. Number 14. Killer Queen Requiem. With its normal damage and average speed, Killer Queen Requiem is comparable to that of the normal Killer Queen. The normal Killer Queen even does higher damage than it. But while using Killer Queen Requiem, you can respawn every time you die. It takes 45 seconds to recharge, so if you manage to survive 45 seconds while getting attacked and killed, every time 45 seconds passes, you're basically unkillable. Number 13. Golden Experience Requiem. Very high speed, like very high speed, very high damage, can heal others, and cancel stop time, giving it a major advantage over any of the previous time stopping stands. It can also hit multiple enemies with the tree growing move. Number 12. Shadows the World. This stand is awful. It's ranked as an erase stand, yet somehow it's worse than the World Over Heaven and Star Platinum Over Heaven, while it's actually meant to be able to crush both of them. It was made to be the ultimate time stopping stand, but it turned out to be a disappointment. Like me, unfortunately. You cannot move in stop time like you would be able to with the World Over Heaven or Star Platinum Over Heaven. It is fast and deals extremely high damage, but it can only stop time for 4.2 seconds, which is worse than normal the world. It has a Thunder Barrage that does an insane amount of damage, much like that of the World Over Heaven, and a move that barely does any damage over time and has a short duration. So Shadow the World is definitely trash at what it's supposed to be, but sadly it is a good stand and it deserves a spot. Number 11. Made in Heaven. One of the fastest stands in the game, it can accelerate time, making you even faster and makes everyone around you annoyingly slow. Also makes you invincible during the duration of the accelerated time. It's great for AFK farming because of its high damage and medium ranged move. It's also one of the few stands that can fly infinitely, just not top 10 material. Speaking of top 10s, you somehow didn't leave the video yet, and you're about to witness the top 10 stands in the game. Grab yourself a snack, cause boys, there are gonna be a lot of dislikes on this video. Number 10. Silver Chariot Requiem, or as I like to call it, Modern White Snake. I never call it that, I'm not a psychopath. This stand is similar to White Snake in how it can manipulate other stands. Silver Chariot Requiem can also be used to give stands to standless people, and I actually gave so many people D4C using it, which by the way is the rare stand obtainable by arrows. Silver Chariot Requiem can also paralyze all players within its range, even under-leveled players, so it's good for rushing to arrows. And it is extremely good for PvP and AFK farming. Number 9. Magician's Red Over Heaven. Insanely high damage, like 150% of the damage Shadow the World deals. Also, I know I said high damage a lot in this video, but now it is truly the highest of damages. So when I say it deals high damage, I mean high damage. Magician's Red Over Heaven has a far range and has a bomb move similar to that of Killer Queen Over Heaven. Obviously not as powerful. Its moveset is also consisted of moves inspired by Magician's Red's movement. Number 8. D4C Requiem. Like its original form, D4C Requiem is a mess. It has so many questionable moveset choices. Like how they replaced D4C's Dimension Hop with a temporary short one where you can attack, making it no different than Love Train. Love Train even lasts longer than it. Not to mention the insane difference between the damage D4C Requiem and D4C deals. D4C Requiem's damage is pathetic, and it's not even enchantable, so you cannot improve it. So if you have another D4C Requiem user with you in a server, using Love Train would be practically impossible because of all the glitches. And using the Magnetite bunch, I don't know how to pronounce it, sometimes duplicates bosses and makes them unkillable, like how it does with the Cars boss. Overall a good stand, just pointless and is extremely broken. Literally. Number 7. The World Over Heaven. Having the ability to stop time for 10 seconds is insane. Combine that with a really high damage and speed plus the ability to move in stop time and you got yourself one of the strongest stands in the game. Number 6. King Crimson Requiem. Its punching speed is comparable to that of a barrage and has a really high damage. King Crimson Requiem's moveset also gives it an extreme advantage in PvP with its ridiculous range and damage, giving it solid placement at a number 6. Number 5. Star Platinum Over Heaven has probably one of, if not the highest damages in the entire game. Can self-heal, move in stop time. It is truly the strongest time stopping stand in the game, unlike you miserable excuse of an erase stand. Number 4. Golden Experience Over Heaven. This stand is one of the more overrated ones. Its entire moveset consists of 2-3 attacks, a self-heal, infinite death, except you shoot it using a scorpion. No, I'm not joking, the scorpion flies. However, it still has its ability to revert to 0, giving it the advantage it needs over any time stopping or time erasing stand. Number 3. Task Act 4. The insane amount of damage this stand deals is unbelievable. Its range far exceeds King Crimson Requiem. You can kill enemies from Death Island while you're at the safe zone. And the damage, man, the damage, it is incredibly overpowered. You can also use the infinite spin to get everyone around you to get stuck, to take a massive load of damage from spamming your nails. With its auto aim and barrages, this stand might just be the strongest. The only flaw it has is it doesn't have any defensive tactics, so it's all offense. So if someone survives your attacks, you're basically dead, because if you just somehow miss, or your attacks weren't strong enough, the cooldown is long for every move, and understandably so, giving your opponent a massive window to punish you. Number 2. Killer Queen over Heaven. This stand is a beast. It can knock Ultimate D out with 2 hits. It can also create a massive barrier to lock players inside, so you can protect yourself or basically corner someone. It has a really high punching damage, a bit less than that of Star Platinum over Heaven, and its super fast punching speed. Seems like an extremely OP stand. It also has the respawning ability of Killer Queen Requiem, so if you somehow die, you can always respawn with full health like nothing ever happened. And now for the number 1 slot, the best stand in the entire game. Some of you might have guessed it, some of you might disagree with me, some of you will get upset, but it has to be said. Number 1, D4C. Wait before you go type in the comment section and dislike the video and all that stuff. D4C is invincible. The doppelgangers will shoot no matter what situation you're in, whether it's stop time, being in dimension hop, even if you're dead. Also, D4C's love terrain ability make you invincible for a short duration of time, giving you a massive chance to hit your opponent with everything you have with absolutely zero consequences. And when you're done, you can go hide in dimension hop. If you're ever about to die, you can always go in dimension hop. No one can see you. Nothing can damage. You can wait for your moves to cool down, you can wait to heal a bit, you can sneak up on your enemies, and if your dimension hop is on cooldown, you can always rely on your love terrain ability, your attacks, or your combat, whether that being Hamon Requiem, Card Hamon, Ultimate Life Form, True Ultimate Life Form, all of them will do nicely. Not Hamon, so that was a lie. And you can always transfer all the players to a volcano dimension. It is easy to escape from, but they will take a decent amount of damage, and by the time they're back to the normal world, you will basically kill them. Whether it's by doppelgangers, whether it's by normal attacks like barrages, or just to save yourself some time. You cannot get killed if you know what you're doing, and the range on it is absolutely ridiculous. It is the best stand for PvP and AFK farming, and normal grinding in that case. It has a massive range, not like Tusk Act 4 or King Crimson Requiem, just about decent, but the damage and the invincibility and all of that combined makes the strongest stand in the game. If you know what you're doing, you cannot be killed. Still not convinced? Well, how about this? If this video gets, let's say 100 likes, I'm gonna fight an entire server alone using D4C just to prove how broken it is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Important announcement time. This is one of the last JoJo Blox videos I will make. I personally don't like what's becoming of my channel. I kinda wanna do my own thing, not 1 minute tutorials on how to get stands. So I will quit making JoJo Blox videos after a few more videos. Who knows, maybe I'll make more when an interesting update gets released, which I doubt will ever happen. Anyways, this video forced me to test every stand and max level it to try it out with all of its moves. This is by far the hardest JoJo Blox video I ever made, so please subscribe for more random things like this. Also, if you wanna see me fight a server alone, just leave a like on that video. Anyways, that's it for today guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.